Yo, what up? How you guys doing out there today? This is your boy RotoBeast. I'm here with my boy Jeremy. We're here to present you our NBA Morning Shootaround for Thursday, August 6th. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below so you can watch all of our NBA, NFL, and MLB videos. If you haven't came and checked out our website at DFS you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily FanDuel and DraftKings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So make sure to come check out the site here at DFS So what up, Jeremy? How you doing out there, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. About as good as last night. Just a ton of success for us with NBA, with MLB. I'm excited for the PGA lineups we just threw in. That cash game lineup is up on the site right now too. So we say it every night, but it's just an exciting time.
Yeah, hey, not at all. Just like you talked about, man. We got PGA, NASCAR on the weekends, MLB going full throttle, NBA going full throttle, NHL coming up. Chris is going to be handling that for us. So yeah, man, a great time. Check it out. Take advantage of our sale. $100 get you full access to the site for a year. I mean, what you can't beat that. So check it out, man. All right, so hey, let's talk some basketball. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready for basketball, man.
Hey, we got a solid 5 game slate. I mean, I like I told you, a little bit of mix up yesterday with people getting confirmed out after lock and stuff. But overall, I'm really enjoying NBA going all day. Gives you something to do. You wake up, get your lines in. You're looking at FanDuel all day. Yeah, I'm liking it, man. You got 4 o'clock comes, time to focus on some baseball. Making some money right now for sure. Hey, and it's my first time playing PGA all year. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the lines that we threw in. With the optimizer, that was pretty cool, man. So yeah, let's get it in. So first game we're gonna talk about today is we got Miami going into Milwaukee to face the Bucks. And
Yeah,
bro,
you had me thrown for a loop, bro, because you said first time paying PGA, and I'm like, your lights are on, bro.
hey,
What are
hey,
you talking about?
but I'm thinking about this high energy bill I got because of the pool, AC going all day is hot. I just looked on that. I looked at that before we got on, so now I'm thinking about that deal.
All
Right.
right, man. So the first place that I'm going to start on the Miami side is with Bam. I think Bam is really just too cheap at $7,800. And then if Brook Lopez is not going to play, first of all, if Brook Lopez is going to play, for probably the past 3 years of DFS, you and I have always targeted centers that go against Brook Lopez. Yes, Giannis can play that 5 spot with Brook Lopez off the floor, but this is a crush spot for Bam, in my opinion. 7,800. You look at the minutes since coming back, he's averaging about 31 minutes a game. You look at the fantasy points, he just had 43 against Boston. That's not an easy matchup by any means. So, Bam is where I'm going to start it. Kendrick Nunn, his price tag at 4,500 is extremely cheap for a guy who's going to have the ball in his hands. We've seen what this guy can do throughout the NBA season before the restart, before they got in the bubble. So Kendrick Nunn, another guy that I really like. I mean, with Jimmy Butler out, with Goran Dragic, this is a game time decision. There's other value pieces you can look at, but on a 5 game slate, I think the best way to kind of approach a 5 game slate is to not kind of stack more than 2 guys from one game. So for me, the 2 guys I'm really looking at from this game is Bam and it's Kendrick Nunn at those. Because one, Bam's just too cheap. It's just too cheap of a price tag for Bam, in my opinion, for what he brings to the table. And Nunn is I mean, though we were talking before you came on and you said Reggie Jackson is damn near a lock. I know we'll get to that game, but I mean, we talked about shooting guard last night and you could, with Marcus Smart being a lock and then there was Josh Richardson, some other guys. I think point guard could kind of shape up to be a spot where you could definitely pay down tomorrow as well. So Nunn and Bam for me.
Yeah, bro. Moving on to the Buck side of things. First thing first, so I was looking at, I talked about the Brook Lopez scratch yesterday, and I was looking into it right now as I was looking at him going into tomorrow. And he got scratched yesterday. Coach's decision. He just was inactive for the game. There was no sickness, no nothing. Hey, man, come on. Hey, they've been on a 4-month rest. I don't want to hear that. So
It's the same thing with Zion, right? Like, why not play the guy? Like, you're not taking a big enough risk being there.
right, for sure. But yeah, I mean, you got Milwaukee. It's the same cast of characters, man. You got Giannis, 11,000. You know what he's giving you, triple double upside every night. Can always give you a solid floor. Chris Middleton, 6,500. Very very fair price tag for him. I think he's a really really good play tomorrow, especially with no Jimmy Butler on the other side defending him. You guys seen that last game. The coach decided to sit him the second half and just kind of let the team play. Some of the backups in there or whatever. I don't know why he did that. But nonetheless, I mean, I think that they'll get their full body of work this game, and I like both of their stars. Eric Bledsoe, I mean, he's coming back from injury. He only played 18 minutes last game. At 4,700, it's an interesting price tag, but I wanna hear something if maybe his minutes limit's gonna go up just a little bit. 25 minutes, 24. I think you can play him then at 4,700, but if he's only gonna play 18, it's pretty tough to play him. You don't really know what you're going to get in the limited amount of minutes. Outside of that, that's really where I'm at, man. I'm going to keep it simple. Robin Lopez started for his brother last game. He's bare minimum price tag. If Brook Lopez was out, maybe you could possibly go there, but nothing really interests me. It's Giannis, Middleton, two guys for me. Moving on, next game we're going to talk about Indiana going into Phoenix not going in, but going against Phoenix to face the Suns. And bro, man, what's up with your boy TJ Warren? We liked him since the Suns days, and that guy came out of the bubble just blazing.
67, 74, and 50.9. And then
price?
and then he's 8,800, right? So look, can you afford him? Yeah, you can. There's plenty of value on the slate to go and get TJ Warren. It's not like it's values the key here. You could probably fit 2 or 3 high price guys with the value that's on the table on this 5-game slate. But you have to talk about TJ Warren. One, it's a ton of minutes. I haven't seen TJ Warren's minutes in the 38, 39, and 40s in a long, long time. I mean, going back to maybe 3 or 4 years ago when he was in Phoenix. So it would be cool if he was going back to Phoenix for this game. Unfortunately, like you said, they're going into the bubble, not going into Phoenix. But it is Phoenix. This is his old team. So you have to like TJ Warren. You have to like him a lot. I think that I do think though that with the injuries that the Pacers have had with some of the guys that haven't played, I think that the usage has gone to TJ Warren. And if Brogdon is going to play, he's going to definitely dip into some of that usage. But we'll have to see what happens with Brogdon. So to me, that's the play, right? There's value here. You could look at some of these value guys. You can look at the price of Aaron Holiday if there is not going to be a Malcolm Brogdon. We know Sabonis is out, and again, that's another reason why there's an uptick in usage for TJ Warren. So there's a couple guys on this team that we've streamlined before this thing happened when there was guys out. One will be Doug McDermott, Dougie McBuckets. Another one will be Justin Holiday. Another one will be Aaron Holiday. So I think if Brogdon's out, you could look at all 3 of those guys. But to me, it's really simple, man. You got Victor Oladipo at 5,600. It's probably a little bit overpriced for the amount of minutes that he's played so far. But at some point in time, Indiana's going to get serious. He just played 27 minutes after having the night off. He had 27 fantasy points. So that's right at a point per minute. Good pace for a guy at 5,600. So TJ Warren, Miles Turner definitely gets a boost without having Sabonis on the floor as well. And it's kind of an equal matchup, right? These guys, I know you don't like to play bigs against bigs, but Miles Turner and DeAndre Ayton are kind of the same type of athletic player. So, but yeah, it's TJ Warren, man. It's TJ Warren and move on.
For sure. On the Phoenix side of things, a couple guys definitely got to go with the young stud, Devin Booker, 8,000. He's a guy, I think 8,000 very fair price tag. He's always going to get you close to value right there, and he definitely gives you the upside. So I like Devin Booker in this matchup. And then you got their point guard, man. This guy's the thing that's really making them run this year. Ricky Rubio, the guy's playing well, averaging 34 fantasy points a game. The minutes have been right there around 30 minutes where we want to see him be at. And yeah, man, I like Ricky Rubio at 6,000. Think he gives us some upside on that price tag. Outside of the Rubio, Booker, I mean, you can look at Aiden as a GPP play, but he's strictly GPP at 7,500 going against Miles Turner, who is a pretty good defender. A couple of cheap guys you can look at, strictly GPP plays. Mikal Bridges, he's a guy that's playing 30-plus minutes a game. He's playing, 35, 36, played 38 a couple games ago. So the opportunity's there. Also, they're also playing this young guy, Cameron Johnson. back-to-back games, 37, 40 minutes at 4,200. 4,200 is almost bare minimum price tag. I really like this guy, Cameron Johnson, coming in very cheap right here. I think he's a guy that definitely some type of price tag. So that's really where I'm at. Cool. Next game we're going to talk about, we got the Clippers playing Dallas.
And the lock of the night, right? I mean, we already know going in that Beverly's out. We know Montrezl Harrell is out. To me, you have to take a look. And here's the crazy thing. We're going to be at the halfway point, I think, after the slate where every team has played four of the 8 seeding games, right? So when you look at the East and you look at the West, I believe in the East, there's only 2 spots that haven't been clinched and there's 3 teams playing for those 2 spots, right? So when you look at the West, I believe the Clippers have clinched a spot already. So how many minutes are some of these guys going to play? This is really just kind of for seeding. Lou Williams at some point is going to have to get back in the mix because when they do get into the actual playoffs, he's going to have his lungs. I know he likes chicken wings down there and at the Magic City Club and all this stuff, but he's going to have to play more than 20 minutes and get back in basketball shape. We've talked about it. Long break, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He's only played 20 minutes since they've been in the bubble when he's made his return. So at some point, I think Lou Williams is a sneaky play to get 25 to 26 minutes. This game should score a lot of points when you look at it on paper. And I mean, I don't have to get – I'm not going to give you anything that's hard hitting here, right? You can look at Reggie Jackson's a lock, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. Paul George probably too cheap. Kawhi Leonard cheaper than he's ever been. No Harrell. Look to play Zubac and move on with your day.
Yeah, I mean, on this Dallas side of things, I mean, I'm not really going to go too crazy. Obviously, Doncic, 10.7, he's a guy that you can look at night in and night out. He has triple-double upside any night. Coming off a monster game against Sacramento, 76 fantasy points, 34, 20, and 12. That's crazy. I was barely just looking at that right now. That's ridiculous, man, for the young dude, second-year player. So, I mean, you can look at him. He's the main target. Porzingis, he comes in as a GPP play for me, 8,600, a little bit more than I want to pay for him in this matchup against the Clippers. Very good defensive team. But GPP, outside of that, I mean, it's their third scorer. It's Tim Hardaway, 5,100. The guy gets 15 shots a game. If he's knocking them down, he's going to give you some fantasy points. He's got you at least 20 real-life points in 4 of the past 6 games. So I think that he's a guy that look at. That's really it. I'm not really going to go too much further. Possibly Finney Smith coming off a really good game as a cheap kind of GPP play, 4,500. But it's really just Doncic, man. That's the guy I'm going to be looking at here. Moving on, next game we're talking about, we got Portland going against Denver, and I was just telling you before we came on how I think that Portland team is going to possibly sneak in, and they're a scary team to play, man. What you think about that?
They are a scary team to play. I got a quick question for you though. What in the blue hell is Washington doing? What's Washington doing? I mean, they're there. We're playing seeding games. There's 16 teams. They're going to seed it up when this thing is over. The Lakers, they've clinched the one seed, right? Milwaukee, they've clinched the Central. So Washington is going to be a playoff team. Am I wrong?
I have no idea. If that's the case, then that's just ridiculous.
Because the 16 teams that are there, aren't they seeding it up? This is just for seeding what they're playing these 8 games for.
No, there's more games than that. Like for example, the Trailblazers, they went into this. They were 3 games out of the playoffs, and they had 8 games left. I think it's the top 12 teams from each division, and then 8 go. I think.
There was more teams. There was more teams in the West than there was the East that went. A lot more. There was 13 teams that went from the West, and the West is a different play. Yeah, you're right. But the West is a different playoff picture. But
yeah,
I mean, the East is set because Washington is 24 and 44. They've lost 4 of the games all 4 games they played, and Orlando's the 8, and they're 32 and 37. So, like, how did Washington get there?
Yeah,
I don't even understand that.
I don't think it works that way where they make the playoffs. I'm gonna have to look that up though, but I don't think.
But to answer your question, you've got Memphis sitting at 32 and 37. You got Portland at 31 and 38, and Portland is scary, man. That's a scary team. I mean,
healthy, man, fully healthy.
fully healthy. It's a very, very scary team. So, I mean, we're gonna find out tomorrow night because you've got Denver who is playing it like you said. They've got all these tall dudes they're playing. Where you've got Jokic playing the point guard, etc. So it's going to be an interesting game. I think this game scores a lot of points.
Oh, for sure.
I always like to play Jokic and Nurkic when they play each other. It's a tournament play, but I mean, don't forget these guys were teammates at one time. Nurkic did come from Denver, and they have a little rivalry going. So sometimes that leads to foul trouble, but it has led to games in the past where one of these two guys, or if not both, can kind of get loose a little bit. So look, Portland is gonna go where Dame takes them. 9,200 for Dame. We've already talked about Reggie Jackson and the value there. We've talked about Kendrick Nunn. You could possibly load him up as well as an alternative in tournaments. But Dame, to me, that's your number one point guard in the slate. Load him up. This is going to be a high scoring game. You could also look at McCollum. I think Carmelo Anthony is a very intriguing play in this matchup. Also, a guy who used to play for the Denver Nuggets, only 5,100. Carmelo, with getting Hassan Whiteside, with starting Zach Collins, with having Nurkic back, it takes Carmelo and puts him back as a small forward, which that helps him out a lot. He's going to match up probably against the young guy Michael Porter. And you're just talking about my boy Tiger Woods, man, calling him an old man. Sometimes the old man still has a few tricks up his sleeve, right, for these young Thundercats. So I like Melo at 5,100 tomorrow night in this matchup. I think Melo, he's a scorer. If there's nothing else, the guy's playing minutes and he's a scorer. So 5,100 at that small forward position, I like him as well. But it's about Dame in this one.
For sure. Hey, bro, question for you. What do you think about Michael Porter, bro? All of a sudden, back-to-back games, 30, 37 points, 15 and 12. You think that he's playing big minutes, getting the
If
opportunity to fix his game?
if you go back to when we started doing NBA, when the season first started, you can go back to when I talked about Michael Porter. And the thing about Michael Porter is I can't directly quote myself, obviously, but I can kind of paraphrase. This guy was hurt. This is quote unquote his rookie year, but they kept this guy and then they eased him in. And I kept telling everybody, play this guy, Michael Porter, play this guy, Michael Porter. Am I surprised by how successful he's been? Not one bit. And the other night when he was on the slate, we did the video. I said, load up Michael Porter. This guy, I mean, with the injuries they have, with no Will Barton, with no Jamal Murray, with no Gary Harris, he has to step up and play. The guy's a super talented basketball player. He's a freak athlete also. So, no, I'm not shocked.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, if he's going to play these kind of minutes and get the opportunity, I mean, 5,500, I think that you can go right back to this play. I still think it's too cheap for the past couple of games. Like I said, if he's going to get those type of minutes, Jokic, going against his old teammate, you talked about it. I think that he'll be all right. He's not a guy that gets in foul trouble too much. At 8,900, he's a guy that's definitely in play. And then, I mean, I think tomorrow, honestly, at point guard, it's easy. You play Reggie Jackson in one spot, you play Monte Morris in the other spot. You get 6x from both of them, and you just kind of move on. So that's just kind of the way I'm looking at it. It's looking like Jamal Murray is going to be out once again. Monte Morris back-to-back games started, played 35, 38 minutes, 30 and 30 fantasy points. So that's 6x on this price tag. So I like him a lot. Him and Reggie Jackson, I think, are pretty easy plays tomorrow. Point guard, and then you got Torrey Craig, 3,900. He's coming in real cheap. He's playing, about 30 minutes a game. He doesn't give you crazy upside, but I think he's a good value play if you want to pay down and kind of move on. I mean, outside of that, one guy that's actually getting some minutes I was looking at right now was Jeremiah Grant. He's 4,000. Back-to-back games was playing 34, 33 minutes. Today got you 31 fantasy points. So the upside's there at if he's going to play 30 minutes. It's all about minutes with this guy. But main guys for really for Denver, it's going to be Jokic. It's going to be Michael Porter, and it's going to be Monte Morris. But I'm with you, though. Kind of have to touch on a couple more guys because I do think this is going to be a very high-scoring game also.
The thing is, bro, and we've said it all year long, is Jokic, when there's no Jamal Murray, is going to have monster games because Murray takes away his assist numbers. And look at the game. We said it the other night, and look what he did. I think he went out and put up 11 assists.
Yep, for sure. Moving on, final game of the night that we're going to talk about. We got the Lakers going against Houston. And Lakers been playing like shit. We were just talking about it.
Well, there's a reason for it. I mean, Anthony Davis, I think that our value spot had him as the top play the other night against Utah when Anthony Davis went nuts for 75 points. And then big letdown But here's the thing: the Lakers already clinched the 1 seed. So what do they really have to play for in the rest of these seeding games? They don't have anything to play for. I think you're going to see them get a lot of young guys some run. And bro, in that situation where young guys are going to get some run, who's the one guy you can load up that you can count on probably being out there and getting some run?
Kuzma.
Caruso.
Caruso. Hey, I knew it was gonna be one or the other. Hey, I wish I screen shared and I'm literally looking at Caruso right now. Hey,
So
they've been playing him in crunch time too.
they have, yeah, they have. But they're gonna play him, I think, more in this opportunity because I think you'll see LeBron and AD play some minutes. But in some of these games coming up with the 1 seed clinched, I think you're gonna see him in at least 2 of these games probably not play or suit
Bro,
up, play a few minutes and not play.
all
There's no reason. It's over.
AD's fine. If
Yeah,
LeBron is rested, if LeBron is out, you play Caruso. Lock him in.
lock him in.
Yeah, because he'll be the one
And
playing 30+ minutes.
And if AD is out, you throw and Kuzma's playing, you throw Kuzma in.
Right.
Kuzma and Caruso that's exactly where you want to go with that. It's a no brainer. I mean,
Well,
the
these
thing
guys
is
have
they've clinched the 1 seed and you can't count on the minutes from LeBron and AD. You just can't. They're not. There's no. What point is there for them to go out and try to beat Houston tomorrow night and play 35 to 40 minutes? There's none. The 1 seed's clinched.
for sure. And Caruso with Rondo out, Caruso and Kuzma, those are going to be two pivotal guys off the bench. So you'll play. I just hope that they don't.
Dion Waiters is going to get some run tomorrow.
I hope we don't play the Henny God though. I hate that dude, bro.
I'm not a fan, man. I'm not a fan.
The Henny God, bro. Bro, all he wanted to do was sign with the Lakers so he can go ride LeBron's dick and get another championship, bro. Fucking dude. Yes, yes, yes. You guys know what we're talking about. The Henny God. But hey, let's go do this game, man. Get us started with your side of
The guy that's kind of looking around like
it.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I just told you, man. That's where I'm at with the Lakers. That's it. Caruso, Kuzma, and Dion Waiters should get some run too. But you can't count on the minutes out of Anthony Davis. You can't count on the minutes of LeBron. There's just no reason. The 1 seed is clinched. I can't make it any more simple than that.
Yeah, no, for sure. On the Houston side of things, I mean, we really got to wait and see what happens with Westbrook. If Westbrook is out, you load up Harden. I mean, simple as that. 10.6, he'll be a lock. I mean, what do you think? Westbrook out, load up Harden. The thing about it is too is they need to win.
There's no look. The only way I don't see any way that Russell Westbrook doesn't play tomorrow. Why wouldn't this is an easy win for them? The Lakers have nothing to play for, and they could possibly face Houston in a playoff series, right? And why do you want to go now and start that series here and put things on tape, running plays and stuff like? There's no reason that it's not going to happen. I'm telling you right now. And they need this win. Worst case scenario, Westbrook would play limited minutes. I think Harden is just an easy play. You just lock Harden in tomorrow because they need the win, and you're going to have a crazy young bunch of scorers for the Lakers like Caruso, Kuzma, Dion Waiters, guys that can get buckets. And if Houston can't play defense, we know that. We know Houston can't play defense. You're probably going to get Dwight Howard. I didn't mention him. He should get some run because Howard he's that guy that he's just been hungry. He's got a contract year, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So Houston, just load up James Harden with the uncertainty of Westbrook. I guess what I'm trying to tell you is that if it plays out like I think it will, they won't need Westbrook to play a full complement of minutes if he goes. If he doesn't go and he's out, then that streamline play is Harden. So you might as well just load Harden up because that's the guy that they're going to run the ball through anyhow.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that basically tomorrow, I think Harden's an easy play. Think you lock him in. Think you lock in Monte Morris. You lock in Reggie Jackson, and you move about your business. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me.
I would try to fit. I would try to fit Harden, Jokic, Morris, and Reggie Jackson in a lineup because of the fact that Jamal Murray's out, and you know you're going to get those assist numbers from Jokic, and there's definitely enough value on the board to do that.
Yeah, no, I think that's easy to put in right there. I think that's very easy. But outside of Harden, obviously everybody knows that they should play Harden. Westbrook, if he's going to play regular minutes, I think you can look at him as a GPP play. If he's out, then you got to look at a guy like Austin Rivers. He would get some extended run with Westbrook being out. Just kind of give you both case scenarios. Daniel House, 4,500. He's a guy that's been getting a boatload of run. 42, 31, 35 minutes, and the guy's been scoring the ball, playing well. He's a guy that you can look at. You got Covington, 6,600. He's playing his bulk load of minutes. He's getting a ton of threes opportunities from James Harden. I think he's a guy, and that's really where I'm at, man. Those are my main guys with Harden, Daniel House, and I think Covington are the main guys. Westbrook, obviously, if he plays, if he's out, you look first. Cool. Hey, I think where we're at with this video. If you guys want to in-depth analysis on this slate, or you want our cash lineups, you want to check out some MLB, PGA cash lineups up, hey, whatever you need, check it out, DFS CheatSheet.com. And hey, good luck on your guys' contests, all right? Peace out.